Hello everyone, I'm Ba Yun. Zombieman is here and actually tomorrow. So I'll be drawing him tomorrow. Um, it wasn't really a surprise when they decided to put Zombieman in November because it coincides with Halloween. But the thing is, I felt that they are pushing back Metal back too far away, too far to the back, and even though it's a very good tanky unit, but it doesn't form that well. It doesn't synergize that much with the Zombieman meta. You can still use it. I mean, those who are able to have access black limited tickets, you go ahead to pull. You can pull meta bat, but I don't think you use meta bat for very long because there are other characters that synergize better with Zombieman like Garo, Gogetsu. So maybe perhaps they would the Southeast Asia developers decided to is going to put MetaBet into a hero backup event. I'm not sure, but that's what they did for the other SSR hero like G4 in the China server. Yeah. So I think the SEA developers are known to give us surprises, right? So who knows? We will see what happens to MetaBet. So let's look at the skills for Zombieman, right? For the single target, able to do 120 damage, 100% chance to inflict injury for 2 rounds with an extra damage of 100% attack. This is quite high, considering that this is only a single target, non-basic attack. Looking at the ultimate here, it's a single target ultimate that deals 240% damage. In addition, it heals your whole team for HP equal to 100% attack. So if you were to upgrade his ulti to Ultra ulti, it's going to be 300% attack and it heals your whole team for HP equal to 150% of Zombie Man's attack. Yeah, so that's a, a pretty high jump in terms of a normal ulti to an Ultra ulti. Yeah, so maybe I might get his keepsake in the future. So let's see when if they will release his keepsake. And this is his passive. Uh, After taking fatal damage, he deals 60% attack, extra damage attack to all enemies and resurrects whenever there's an ally present. So recovers 10% before taking the action. And this can be triggered 4 times in a battle. So if you were to upgrade his passive to extreme passive, the damage will be increased to, if I'm not wrong, 80%, and he will recover 15% HP before taking the next action, and this can be triggered 6 times in a battle. Yeah, so that's the change to the extreme passive. So now the most important thing here, the core skills. Whenever there's any injured or internally injured enemy, you get 2 energy. And in addition, if your ally has tenacity, you get another 2 energy. So basically for every round, you are able to trigger or gain 4 extra energies because of his core skill. And looking at the advanced core, which is very important as well, whenever each character acts, it means either if either it's your own characters or your opponent characters, any character takes an action, all your characters or your team will heal 4% HP, and it lasts for 2 rounds. And whenever there's internal injury, you will actually increase your ultra damage by 20%. Yeah. So with this zombie man core, what does it mean for um the core, the meta in the future? To activate the core, advanced core, you need at least 3 grabbers and 1 duelist, which is himself. So looking at this requirement, it's actually a meta for grabber tankers. And it's very easy to get tankers with grabbers. For example, you can have Carnage Kabuto, You can have Super Alloy, you can have Tank Top Master, or if you have put Super Fang. Yeah, Super Fang is very useful for him as well because he's able to trigger tenacity very easily, and his ultimate deals internal injury. But if you have Super Fang, you don't usually use his ulti. You just use his passive to trigger the tenacity. So basically, for Zombieman's core, it is going to be a meta for tanking build, and the battles will last more than 2 rounds or 3 rounds, perhaps. Yeah, the old meta, the current meta of one turn kill is going to be phased out very slowly. When Zombie Man comes, it doesn't mean that all your damage dealers like Atomic Samurai, Golden Ball, Tatsumaki is going to be useless. No, you can still use them for the next few weeks until the other limited SSR comes like Garo and Gogetsu. This is where you start to replace your damage dealer to one by one. Yeah. So having said all this, the skill sets of Zombie Man, what does it mean for tomorrow when it's released? I would say that this is a must pull character because the core skill is definitely needed for you to advance further in PvE and PvP content, both the PvE and PvP content. Yeah, otherwise it's very difficult to progress when um the other players would have gotten him, and the PvE content, the events are actually getting more and more difficult. You actually find it easier to use Zombie Man's core rather than Child Emperor's core. And yeah, speaking of Child Emperor, you might get to see less and less of him in the next few upcoming weeks until he's slowly replaced by Zombie Man. Alright, so is there any reason to skip Zombie Man? Well, there is one that I can think of, which is if you are a free to play player or you are a small time spender and you do not have enough black limited tickets, you do not have 180 black limited vouchers. So I guess it's better for you to skip him this banner this time round. But don't worry, he'll come back. He'll make a comeback in 2 or 3 months' time if the C developer do not do any surprises to us. So I guess he'll come back maybe in next year February. Just a guess. So it's better for you to skip if you do not have 180 because um you will only get a guaranteed one at 180. And from the comments you see from maybe like Facebook or YouTube, you can see that a lot of community players that talked about pulling 150, 160, 170 times, but they do not get the SSR they wanted. So this can happen to anybody. And even if you were to see anyone put in a comment to say, oh, I got him in my first 10 pull only, that's all. That same luck might not apply to everybody. So and some of this is a gacha game. So definitely don't play luck with the developers. Usually we are the one losing out if you were to try our luck on this. Yeah, so don't worry about skipping Zombie Man this banner if you do not have enough tickets. You can still use other cores like Triumph Emperor's core, which is still going to be useful for the next few weeks. Even though you'll be facing out very slowly, but still usable. Yeah, so don't get stuck in the situation where you have 170 tickets, you put 170 times and you don't get anything, and you are not able to spend any money to buy the black tickets, and that's a very tough and difficult situation you want to get yourself into. Yeah, so what happens if you do fall into this category? You have to skip, and then what's going to happen to you? So just keep buying the black limited tickets each time it's released in the mall with your gems. And you can still use your core Child Emperor's core, which is still usable currently. But you will need very good damage dealers. Those one turn kill characters like Atomic Samurai, Golden Ball, Tatsumaki, and maybe Metal Knight. because you will need to do a finishing blow to all the characters, so that your opponent, who is most likely going to have zombie man's call, the healing call will not trigger that frequent, and then you are able to finish him off as fast as possible. But it makes it hard if the opponent has Silver Fang as well. So don't worry, it's still going to be doable. It's still going to be playable. You just need to wait out maybe 2 or 3 months time. So meanwhile, just save up your black limited tickets. Yeah. So all right. So this is all I'm going to talk about in this video. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.